Hello, guys. Welcome to Loving Life Conversation Series. Today we have Fanyu, the CEO of Fluxus. She also founded World Home Foundation and she's doing home meditative work. Welcome, Fanyu.
Thank you, Faye.
So I'd love to start by you sharing the story. How does the idea of building a home foundation come to you?
World Home Foundation is a charitable organization, and it's based on my journey of deepening my understanding about home. The World Home Foundation is focused on building an ESG strategy and standard for impact investment to channel the funding um, where a lot of big corporations and public companies already committed for environmental, social, and governance. And we want to leverage this mega trend in the financial world and channel the funding for affordable housing. So World Home Foundation as a non-for-profit is not to bring profit to a specific enterprise or specific interest group. So we're very proud to work with NASDAQ, also setting up the first affordable housing index. Right now is still in the feasibility study because it's not very easy to find enough uh, public companies that already fit into our criteria. But I think it's a very exciting organization and it's a long journey. It's not going to be a short-lived enterprise. It's a name that I hope will carry on after my life and just be a spirit that guiding many people to care for people that's underprivileged and help them to have access to housing. So um, the home is more than a housing, um, the which is the inner home aspect.
So you have been an artist and you started as an architect, and now you are building the World Home Foundation. And also you have meditative art. Can you share a little bit of what inspires you to do art? I know you also recently started doing on crypto. What kind of inspiration do you get from life to let yourself become the channel of that creation?
Yeah, it's a you asked a very beautiful question and kind of already provided the answer because it's especially the art aspect, the three um, activities that you introduced me for the audience. One is Fluxus, which is a technology company to accelerate the process of building faster, more sustainable homes. And World Home Foundation is a non-for-profit setting up standard for ESG and to channel the funding for affordable housing. Um, and meditative art, I also call it home. The spelling is a lowercase h and capital OM, Om, and
Om,
yes,
like in
the
yoga.
sound.
Om.
Yes, and the last e is a lowercase e. So home really is my self-expression of a deeper and deeper understanding of what home means to me. And this idea came to me naturally when I'm meditating, similar to the World Home Foundation. But this time, um, it's more like an acceptance of who I am and value my intrinsic talent as an artist. I'm a very creative person. I went to Central Academy of Fine Arts to study architecture, but creating art is just a natural language for me. And the artwork I'm creating is for resonance breathing. It's for meditation. Initially, it's for myself to center myself, to find who I am, to find the most comfortable my self version of myself. So this is who I am. The artwork. I don't think it's too small. I don't think it's too insignificant. I think it's who I am, and I feel expansive and very comfortable. Um, and I'm very proud of this creation.
Wow. I love what you said about this is who I am because I think, the reason why I'm building Loving Life is exactly to empower more people to be self expressive and, your artwork is basically an extension of who you are, so that more people can share the wisdom and impact you bring to the world. So I want to ask a little bit more on the home. So you said lowercase h and om and lowercase e. Why lowercase and the capital case?
I want to emphasize the core of the home. The home has a multi layers of meaning for each one of us, but each one of us has an inner home. So our inner home is almost as same as the very simple, very collective sound of om.
Oh,
yeah. So this is a sound that will bring together like-minded, soulful connections to our lives. And it's also a very centering sound when we just being quiet and be with ourselves, just simply being. So home, home. I love the alphabet, the English version of home. It's different than other language. So this brand come to me in a very powerful way, and this space we are in also remind me of home. So I see every moment I have an intentional breath to really take each moment to nurture our heart and minds, and take each moment to just experience who we are in the most relaxed and simple way.
wow. To take every moment, even every breath, to
Yes.
experience who we are.
Yeah. The artwork is based on the resonance breathing. It's 6 breaths per minute. This is in alignment with the frequency of Mother Earth. But after we intentionally practiced breathing, the next level is just go back to the baby. When we were at the stage of a baby, the breathing the breathing is really passive. We don't actively move the body to breathe. It's actually the gravity when we are sleeping, the gravity, the air, that automatically bring the natural breathing to us. So I'm doing singing class. This process remind me, and it's like a retrained myself to be in the most natural state of being.
Wow. So you're taking singing class too.
And art therapy. So all those things I'm doing for myself now is my inspiration of how the art came into being for myself, and now I'm creating it for others to enjoy.
Wow. I love you just said basically you're cultivating yourself, your inner self, so that more people can enjoy your art and see the wisdom. Also, I think it's really insightful what you said about coming back to the original, to the essence of who you are. Because I feel I talk with my friends all the time, they work so hard and then like they question what is really the meaning of life, right? Do we just become slaves of work, but do we really find meaning in our work? Do you come to this realization naturally? Have you always been like this, or are there events or milestones in your life that lead you to where you are today?
Yeah, there are many milestones. Still, each moment, I'm sensitive to my emotion. So at some point, I don't remember exactly which point, but um, maybe after I started doing transcendental meditation. That's a type of meditation many people are doing based on a sound mantra. You repeat the mantra um, silently. It's like a vehicle to bring us to the surface of our emotion, to deep down. When we look at the section of the ocean, on the surface it's always very turbulent, and at the bottom it's always very quiet. So from that time, since 2018, or before that, I started practicing TM every day, twice a day. And then I started doing breathing work for myself, breathing, different kind of breathing practice. And then I spent more and more time to meditate in my own way. So I'm not very stick with one type of practice anymore. I just incorporate meditative way of being and thinking into my daily activity. And I feel the emotional shift. So many different idea around home. First, I agree with myself. Home is my keyword, and so many other things, more creative things, maybe more closer expression of who I am as a woman, as Fanyu, as the delicate, very elegant being. I see myself more clear. Um, so my life, my focus changed as well, and my energy level actually is more expensive. I didn't give up on doing things I started before. So three things is happening at the same time in a more organic and natural way.
In a more integrated way.
Yeah, and I care less about what is my impact for others. You mentioned to share my art with others. The most important thing is to express myself, and everybody have their own perception and perspective. And if they are open and receptive for what I have to offer, that's the great connection. If not, I really don't have any pressure about how many people will see my art, will buy my art. The object I'm creating, the clothing line I'm creating is first for myself, and it's just a very light, very freeing way of being.
You mentioned the word free, right? Because only when you're free from what other people think of you, what other people perceive of you, you can be really centered and then create really who you are. And when you align that, then the artwork, the creation becomes boundless in a way.
Yes, like our energy, like our interaction, like the audience outside of this camera, this room. Everything is have a certain energy and frequency. We're all boundless. We set up the limitation ourselves using our mind. So if we let go of that, everything is actually very meaningful and also meaningless.
Yes, very meaningful and meaningless. You mentioned about TM meditation, and I remember I went to the TM course, and then there was this video, and then the guru just said about all we want for our life is to go home. And I would sit there myself, and then my tears just come to. So, and when you create home, I think that speaks to me so much because that's one of the fundamental of human needs. So, to you, what does home mean for you? What are some of the elements that you see in the home that you're creating?
Yeah, so there are three layers of home. I wrote an essay about this when I was applying for architecture school in Columbia University many years ago, more than 10 years ago. At that time, I didn't know it becomes my blueprint today, but I was talking about three layers of home. One is the emotional dimension of home, which is our inner home. At that time, my understanding of the emotional dimension is for architecture. If architects express with emotion, with care, then the space he or she designed is going to be very expressive and offering a sense of belonging, no matter it's a residential project or commercial project or public project. And then the second layer of home is the physical space, the shelter. We call it shelter because that's fundamental space that people can grow from there. If you have a home, you can be very centered and grounded, and you can grow from there. You can generate a lot of inspiration and revenue and just life force for yourself to grow as a person, to grow as a business, to grow as a family. And the third layers of home is our shared home nature. So it's about the sustainability and the environmental impact of architecture, the responsibility of the architecture at that time. So now looking back, I think the three layers is just perfectly expressed in everything I'm doing now. The three things, non-for-profit, it's more like a systematic view. It's a long-term project. We're not in a rush to accomplish anything. But by doing it, it's just we have attracted so many like-minded organizations and partners is the advocacy and the thought leadership is has impact beyond our imagination. And Fluxus is a fast-growing company that I'm very proud of, and we are keep evolving using the most advanced technology from other parallel industries to bring to this legacy industry of construction. It's also not easy, and a lot of the barriers from regulatory barriers, and also just the existing establishment of how construction business works. But it's moving forward. The mega trend is all towards, it's aligned with what people need, what the world needs. And this art is my everyday ritual. I draw art, paint art every day, and I turn it into the meditative art. I applied for patent, so it becomes a beautiful brand of myself.
Wow, I love it. You mentioned the word ritual. So you have a daily ritual. What does that look like? If you go from, I don't know how early you wake up, like 6 a.m. to like 11 p.m. when you go to, what does that look like? What are some of the things that are daily ritual for you that sets the tone of your daily life?
Yeah, it's a ritual because it's like a breathe. I don't think about it. I don't calculate when to do what. I wake up every day is different timing. Sometimes it's 7 o'clock, sometimes it's 11 o'clock. It depends on what I was doing the night before and depend on my body situations. I do have a dog, so I'm responsible after I have her, my baby beast. I have to take her out to poop and pee. So my ritual is getting up and listening to the sound. I use the Earth frequency, 7.83 frequency. It's in alignment with Earth, so it's the most grounding frequency. I use that in my artwork as well. So I was listening to those to start the meditation without having to sit down and close my eyes. Sometimes I will do TM like before, but most of the days I don't keep the daily ritual of doing TM. And then I will start doing the watercolor with shining ink.
Shining ink.
That's actually this material come to me, make me so confident about the art I'm creating, because it's my language, and I'm so happy to see any outcome. And I have no doubt it will be beautiful, the artwork. I don't have any like a plan strategy in terms of what I'm going to create, how it will look, and how many people will like it. I don't have those, but the level of confidence is just so inherently very powerful when I use the materials, and I'm exploring other materials also when it comes to me. And I use massage oil as well in the painting, just
wow,
randomly. It's all improvised, so it's really amazing. And after that, I start working. Also, have my priority, meditate on what's the most exciting and important tasks, and the day start from there. Before I go to sleep, I will use essential oil and different self-care assistant for my body, and I will envision. I will breathe intentionally now and breathe with emotion, like grateful emotion, excitement right before go to sleep. That's the best time for us to um, carry this emotion, carry this amazing feeling after we went to sleep for 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours.
So right before that, you breathe with gratitude of
Yes.
what happened today.
Not only in what happened today, sometimes it's how would I feel if all my desires are fulfilled. So that kind of a fulfillment, that's the best way to manifest anything. But also manifest is a very strong word. So I don't use manifest anymore. It's more like a focus on just the fulfillment, satisfaction, contentment of the current moment. and always be surprised by what is coming to us, what our desire is being fulfilled.
Wow. So you imagine what if all your desires come
It's
true.
fulfilled, yes, at that time, right before go to sleep.
Wow. That's so interesting. So if you think, say you want to, I don't know, you want a dress, not to say you want a dress, say you want a dress, whatever you want, and you imagine that comes true, and you imagine how does that make you feel, or what's the so what of imagining that?
It's similar to what you said. In vision, um, I'm doing the World Home Foundation, and right now, or even there's no sense of time or space. This desire of for everyone to have a home is already fulfilled. What kind of world is that? And it's not to say the foundation's purpose doesn't exist anymore because it's already fulfilled, but the feeling of its that's the ideal environment. That's kind of very satisfactory.
Yes, yes. I remember, there was a time when we were having dinner and you told me our only task should be defining what we want and defining very specific what we want. And I feel the practice of imagining that will help you get there somehow. So basically, you're telling me, however you get there doesn't matter, but it's about imagining that happening.
Yes, imagining is very powerful because it's another layer of reality that we collectively might not give too much credit yet. But I think one of the most things I like about myself is I'm very imaginative. So I think everybody has that power, has the imagination. If we cultivate it and be happy about it and be surprised by it, daydreaming, imagining, and right before we go to sleep, those are all very very fulfilling experience.
Yes.
As similar to we take care of ourselves by going to meditation class, group class, we can also do it for ourselves.
It's a retreat for your mind.
Yes, retreat. I think retreat is very close to the meaning of home.
Wow.
We retreat to ourselves, and the boundary disappeared. So it's like you said, it's boundless. It's very expansive.
Wow. So you find home no matter where you are.
Exactly.
It's a mindset.
Yes. Yeah, it's a heart set.
It's a heart set. What does that mean? Heart set.
Mindset, heart set.
Oh, heart set. Oh.
Yes. This is where home is where heart is. That's an old saying, but it's true.
Wow, heart set. So right now your life is abundance of joys and creativity. What still challenges you? What are you working through as the better version of Fanyu or in 10 years, in 20 years?
Yeah, I feel like this beautiful state you are describing is more and more percent of my time now, of my life experience now, but still triggered by many emotional things from small to big, being reactive very easily. So my goal is to not a specific affair or anything, but for myself to be who I really am, the beautiful, the wise self that I am more and more, and really take each moment of probably emotions. I'm allowed to be disappointed, angry, or um, feel uneasy. So to cherish those emotions and shift right back home, because those emotions are outside of ourselves. Those are temporary visitors. Our home is here. It's the abundance of joy and love. So experience it and come back. And this is a lesson we are learning every day. I'm learning every day. So I want to be more flexible like this and I'm a very emotional person. I want to experience the full range of my emotion and learn from it and just grow, strengthen my inner self and cherish life.
Wow. So basically to experience the different kind of emotions, but be less reactive and more responsive and coming back to home in a more intentional, aware manner.
Yes, and just appreciate the way we are breathing naturally, with the help of gravity and air, automatic. Our body is so amazing, similar to how we are constructed in terms of how we can imagine, how we can do things, and how we can make connections.
Yes, that's awesome. If you end with one word of wisdom to our audience today, what is the key message you want to share with our audience who are thinking about lifelong learning, personal development, searching for the meaning of life? What would you say?
Relax.
Relax.
Yes, relax. When we relax, a lot of things happen effortlessly. Yes, home is about relaxation. It's not just sounds not very wise, but it can have very deep meaning to relax, to loosen up.
How to relax?
What do you do normally to relax? Breathe.
Breathe.
This is it. And intentionally breathe. Breathe with emotion of relaxation. Breathe with relief. So we can do a experiment here.
Yeah.
You can close your eyes and just naturally breathe in and out. Okay, and this time we breathe with a thought of joy. You can think about, oh, this is nice, and breathe again. Our breath actually responds adaptive with our emotion and thoughts. So this time we breathe with thoughts of gratitude. And last time we breathe with the thoughts of relief. And there's a way to know if we're relaxed or not. When we just don't do anything, breathe, and if we're really relaxed, naturally we'll have a smile without smiling.
Oh.
If we're truly relaxed, it's just natural of how we are built. We'll have a little bit smile.
Wow. So the way to check this is you will breathe in front of a camera and then see if at the end
no, you know internally. There's no need to be.
Oh, you have an internal smile.
Yes, you'll feel it. The muscles, everything is worked automatically when we are not directing our body to do certain things.
Yeah.
So that's why the home meditative artists bring us to our most natural state of being, just ourselves, the most relaxed self. The feeling at home is our most natural state of being. Feeling at home, not a physical home.
Feeling at home.
Yes.
Thank you, Fanyu, for joining us today. Follow Fanyu at homeditation.art, home and meditation together. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.